Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to make a moon, really simple, like just basically to show you how to give a new idea a try. Maybe you haven't done this yet. So I don't like using stencils that much. It's because you have to wait for it to dry and more things. Like this just seems a little complicated to me sometimes. So I do like to use objects though to create my circles. So I prefer using a can or something with a really sharp edge on it like this. And then to create a moon, I would just take a brush and apply a little bit of paint to the portion of the can that you want to be creating your moon shape. And I want a crescent moon. So I'm not going to paint it all the way. And then what I'm going to do is come in and make a stamp. So once I have the white paint on the edge where I want it, or it could be any color you want, it doesn't have to be just white, then you're just going to go down to where you want it and simply press down and create a stamp. Now, it's not going to be perfect, but that's okay. What I do after I create the stamp is I go in with a brush, like a filbert or a round brush could be good, or you can even use your fingers for this. Totally up to you, but I'm just going to still use just mainly the white. There might be a little bit of color mixed in because I was mixing some colors earlier. And then you're going to clean up the edges with the brush. Just like this. And then you can simply tap the brush to thin that paint out and scrub it out towards the center of the shape. And see how I want the tips of the outline that I created, or the stamp that I created, to get really thin, and then it's a little thicker on the full part of the moon. But I can just brush this excess paint out on the edge and let this stay really skinny here, gradually getting thicker and thicker as you pull over. Now you want to leave some gaps or in the paint, like you don't want to make it solid because you want it to look like craters. And then what's helpful as you're creating is you can always clean your brush and go back to your black paint. It's usually starting with a black background for a moon, or maybe not a black background, it could just be a darker background. So whatever color your background is, you can use to touch up the edges of the shape. So I would just take the black, because that's what this background is, and clean up the edge, make it look a little sharper. And you can even take back some of the plate, like if you pulled it out too much in the middle, I can just take that black back over and make sure I still have some like crater-like shapes in there. And if it gets too much, just come back in with some more white. But this is really a fun way to create moon, and you can also use your fingers. So like maybe I want some more white parts. I could just take some white on my finger and then go in and tap and stamp. This is how I like to create my moons. Is again, I could either use a brush to do what I was just doing before, or I can come in and just stamp, dip my finger in the white and then stamp it on. And this is going to give you some brighter sections in the moon, but you want some parts to look darker. Otherwise it won't look as realistic. So notice how I left some of it a little thinner where you could see the gray kind of undertone from being painted on the black canvas. And then you can go in and with your finger and make some parts look really more vivid, more bright white. You can even do this with colors to create a colorful moon, maybe even like some blues or purple tones. I'm just going to do black and white. And then when you're ready, you can add some stars in the sky by using a splatter paint technique. So I usually use a bright brush, which is a short bristled square brush, and I'll use my white paint watered down. I have a lot of like paint in that paintbrush. I'm gonna make sure it's relatively clean, and then you just want to water down some white paint. It doesn't even matter if it's like, my white is always a little tainted with some color when I've been mixing it, but it's so subtle that it won't show up as a color when I flick it on the canvas. But I want my paint to be slightly watery because otherwise it's going to be too, it won't spray apart very well when I do my splatter paint. So I just dip it in my paint water. Just dip it in your paint water. And then shovel it up. See how I'm scooping the paint up here? Like snow. It should be runny. It should be runny. And then I'm going to come in really close. I kind of like to point the brush at the canvas and then gently flick the bristles back. I'm not going to get, it's not going to go pretty much in any really crazy places. It's going to stay pretty much on my canvas, which is good because if you're not wanting to get paint all over your house, this is a better way to do it. But then you can have some fun splatter. This is my favorite way to paint stars. And now you have some fun stars in your background. And then you can go in and add some finishing touches by using just maybe a small round brush and pure white. And then you can add more specific stars, like bigger ones maybe. So I can go in and just make like a really big star. Where maybe I didn't get one with the splatter paint. And you can also brush away some of your stars that you don't like with black paint again. So you can always use their background color to paint over any of the splatter paint that got way too out of control. And then again, you can always touch up your moon more, you know, play around. Don't be shy, just have fun with it and see what happens. But again, that's a really simple way to use a can. This is like a large 28-ounce tomato sauce can. Very, very multi-purpose. Make some spaghetti and then make a moon. It's great. So hopefully you have fun making a really easy crescent moon with a can. And leave a comment. Let me know what other kind of fun stuff, fun ideas you want to explore, and hopefully you paint it along and have a beautiful rest of your day. Thanks for watching. Bye.